5 shoes. That is all French women over 60 reach for in autumn. The first is the loafer. The second, the ankle boot. Third, the ballet flat, but not the version you are probably thinking of. Fourth, a low block heel court shoe. And fifth, a driving shoe in cognac or tobacco leather. The one that surprised me most when I started looking at this properly. The one most women over 60 in English-speaking countries have completely wrong. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which version of each one French women choose, why it works in autumn, and what most women buy instead. French women over 60 do not shop for shoes in September. They already have them. This is the French capsule wardrobe approach to autumn shoes, and every shoe in this list was chosen years ago, not for this season, but for the wardrobe those shoes have to work with. The decision was never trend, it was function. Each shoe does a specific job in autumn that nothing else does. That is the logic behind this list. And once you see it, you will stop buying shoes that duplicate what you already own. The first shoe is the loafer. Not the platform version, not the lug sole style that has been everywhere for the last 3 years. The flat, slim, leather loafer, the kind that has been worn in France for decades and will be worn for decades more, regardless of what is in the shops this September. Think of it as the anti-Gucci horsebit. No exaggerated hardware, no statement. Just a clean, flat, leather upper and a thin sole that disappears into the outfit. This is the bridge shoe. In summer, the sandal does the work. By November, the ankle boot takes over. But there is a window, September into October, when the sandal has stopped making sense and the boot still feels heavier than the day calls for. The loafer fills that gap precisely. Worn with straight-leg trousers, a silk shirt, a blazer. No socks showing. No gap between trouser hem and shoe. French women over 60 buy the loafer in one of 2 colors, cognac or black. Black for a darker autumn palette. Cognac when the wardrobe runs to camel, navy, and ivory. The mistake most women make is buying it chunky. The platform sole, the exaggerated hardware, the ridged rubber bottom. Those details add visual weight at the foot, which shortens the leg line. The French loafer is flat, slim, and quiet. If there is hardware, it is small. The sole is thin. It disappears into the outfit rather than drawing attention to the foot. The second shoe is the ankle boot, a flat or low block heel ankle boot in black leather, round or slightly almond toe, not pointed, not stiletto-heeled, a lace-up or zip-up with a shaft that sits just above the ankle bone. And to be clear, this is not about the Chelsea boot. The Chelsea boot, with its elastic side panel and pull tab, reads differently. What French women over 60 reach for is a cleaner shaft, a more structured silhouette. The Chelsea boot is a separate conversation. This is the workhorse of the French autumn wardrobe. It works with straight-leg trousers, meaty skirts, wide-leg trousers, and heavy knit dresses. It carries the entire wardrobe from September through November without being replaced or questioned. French women over 60 wear it with the trouser hem cut slightly short, not cropped dramatically, but enough to show the boot shaft. That gap is intentional. It creates a visual break between trouser and boot that elongates the leg. Most women outside France tuck the boot under the hem to hide it, which has the opposite effect. The mistake is buying the ankle boot with a stiletto heel. It looks dressier in the shop. In practice, it reads dated, and it shortens the time you can wear it comfortably. The block heel, 3 to 4 centimeters, looks more current and lasts through a full day without difficulty. The third shoe is the ballet flat, and this will surprise some people. The ballet flat feels like a spring and summer shoe. In canvas or in pale nude or blush leather, it is. French women over 60 do not retire the silhouette in September. They retire the material and the color. In autumn, the ballet flat works in leather or suede, and in autumn colors. Burgundy suede, chocolate leather, deep forest green. The silhouette stays the same. The material and color are what make it seasonal. A name that comes up consistently when French women discuss this shoe is repetto, the Parisian brand whose ballet flat has been part of the French wardrobe for decades. Not because it is the only option, but because the construction, the flat sole, the clean toe box, is exactly what the autumn version of this shoe requires. Worn with thick wool trousers, a cashmere turtleneck, a structured coat. The ballet flat keeps the foot quiet and the proportion long. It does not add the visual weight of an ankle boot, which makes it the right choice on days when the coat or trouser is already doing more work. French women over 60 own it in one autumn color, not in multiple options, in one. Usually burgundy, what the French call Bordeaux, because it sits inside the proven French autumn palette and works against navy, camel, ivory, and chocolate without requiring any further decision. The mistake most women make is packing the ballet flat away entirely after August. The silhouette is not seasonal. The material and color are. One more thing before shoe 5. If you have ever bought a Chelsea boot, you need to hear what comes next. The fourth shoe is the low block heel court shoe. This is the dressier option. When the ankle boot is too casual and the loafer too flat, this is what French women over 60 reach for. It goes to dinner, to the theater, to a gallery in October. The heel is 4 to 5 centimeters. It is block cut, not tapered, not stiletto. The toe is round or slightly pointed. The upper is leather in one neutral, navy, chocolate, or black. French women over 60 own this shoe in one color and have worn it for years. It is not a seasonal purchase. It is a permanent fixture. The reason this shoe, rather than the kitten heel, is specific. The kitten heel, 2 to 3 centimeters, tapered, creates visual instability at the ankle. The foot appears to tip slightly forward. On women over 60, this reads as effortful rather than elegant. The block heel grounds the silhouette. The weight of the heel is proportional to the weight of an autumn wardrobe. It reads certain. The mistake is defaulting to the kitten heel because it feels more conservative. It is not more elegant. The block heel is. Now shoe 5, the one most women over 60 have completely wrong. It is a driving shoe, a moccasin loafer with a rubber-pebbled or ring-studded sole, originally designed for driving. Loro Piana made it famous. Tod's made the Gomino and brought it to a wider audience. Every price point now carries a version. Cognac leather, tobacco suede, sometimes dark caramel, never black. Most women in English-speaking countries treat this as a summer shoe, a holiday shoe, something worn in August on a boat or in a coastal town and packed away in September. That is the mistake. French women over 60 wear the driving shoe from September through November, into fall, through the full depth of the season, with tailored straight-leg trousers in camel or navy, with a blazer, with a silk scarf at the neck. Not casually, elegantly. The shoe's informal silhouette is entirely offset by what is worn above it. That contrast, a casual shoe, precise tailoring, is a very specific French trick that most women outside France consistently miss. It is the clearest expression of what people call Parisian style, or French girl style, though women like Inès de la Fressange have been demonstrating it for decades without ever using either phrase. The reason it works in autumn is color. Cognac and tobacco sit inside the autumn palette. Against camel trousers, the shoe almost disappears, intentionally. Against navy, it provides a warm counterpoint that lifts the whole combination. Against ivory and chocolate, it anchors the foot without adding heaviness. The driving shoe in cognac or tobacco does something none of the other 4 shoes on this list do. It removes the formality from a dressed-up autumn outfit without making it look underdressed. That is a very difficult thing to achieve. French women over 60 have been achieving it for years. 5 shoes, 5 functions. The loafer bridges the transition. The ankle boot carries the wardrobe. The ballet flat keeps the proportion long. The court shoe dresses it up. And the driving shoe removes the formality, deliberately, precisely, in a way that looks effortless because the decision was made correctly. French women over 60 do not own more shoes than this for autumn. They own exactly what the wardrobe requires. This is the capsule wardrobe principle applied to footwear, not minimalism for its own sake, but function without redundancy. And they stop there. That is the decision, not what is new this September. What works in autumn, in fall, and in every season that follows.